It was a bitterly cold winter night. The sky was covered with dark clouds, and the wind carried a sharp chill that cut straight through the bones. The streets were empty, the shops were closed, and only the howling of the wind could be heard, along with the distant barking of stray dogs. Down one of those lonely streets, an old man walked slowly step by step. His clothes were torn and old. His shoes were worn out, and in his hands, he carried nothing but a thin, ragged blanket, far too weak to protect him from the cruel cold. His face was wrinkled, his eyes tired. A man who had seen too much pain in life. Once long ago this old man had been strong, hard-working and respected. But life had taken everything away from him. His family was gone, his work lost, and in his old age, he was left with nothing but loneliness. He lived day by day doing small jobs, earning just enough to survive. That night, as he walked home in the freezing cold, he had no idea that destiny was about to test him in a way he had never imagined. In the same village there lived a stray dog. Nobody wanted him. People would throw stones at him, chase him away, shout at him, but still he always came back. He wandered the streets, hungry, shivering, searching for a little kindness. And though he was treated like nothing, his eyes carried a strange innocence, as if he was always waiting for someone to accept him. That night, as the old man dragged his feet along the cold road, the stray dog began to follow him. The man turned and said softly, "Go away, son. I have nothing to give you." But the dog did not leave. When the man stopped, the dog stopped. When the man walked, the dog walked behind him. It was as if fate had tied the two souls together. Perhaps God had sent them to each other. The wind grew colder. The old man's teeth began to chatter. His feet went numb, his hands trembled uncontrollably. Finally, he sat down under a tree by the roadside. The ground was frozen, the air sharp and cruel. He pulled the thin blanket tightly around himself, but it was useless. The cold entered his body like knives. He whispered to himself, "Maybe tonight will be my last night." At that moment, the stray dog quietly came closer. First, he lay down at the old man's feet, pressing his body against him. Then slowly, carefully, the dog climbed onto the man's lap, covering him with his warmth. The old man looked at the animal with tears in his eyes and said, Why are you doing this for me? I have nothing to give you." The dog said nothing, of course, but his eyes seemed to answer, "Because I cannot let you die alone." The warmth of the dog's body began to push back the cold. The man wept silently, clutching the dog, feeling for the first time in years that he was not alone. Hour after hour the dog stayed there, never moving away. The old man finally fell asleep, but the dog stayed awake, watching, guarding, refusing to leave. He knew, if he left, the man would not survive. So he gave everything he had. His strength, his warmth, his very life, to keep the old man alive. When the first light of morning touched the sky, the man opened his eyes. He was alive. But the dog was no longer breathing. His body had grown still, cold, lifeless. He had given his last breath to save the man. When the villagers passed by, they stopped in shock. There, under the tree, they saw the old man alive, wrapped in the lifeless body of a stray dog. One villager whispered, "We, as humans, gave him nothing, but a dog gave his very life." The old man cried quietly, his trembling hand stroking the dog's fur. Through tears he said, "He was not just a dog, he was my angel." This story teaches us that loyalty, love, and sacrifice are not only found in people. Sometimes they are found in the hearts of creatures we often ignore. A stray dog, hungry, unwanted, unloved, showed more humanity than most humans ever could. Perhaps that is God's way of reminding us, true love can come from the most unexpected places. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, because here, you will always find stories of true love, loyalty, and sacrifice.